My loyalty only goes so far.
Hello everybody, today we're going to be checking out the Transformers Studio Series Thundercracker. So here he is in his packaging, in the front here, an awesome image of him in his robot mode, on his jet mode. He is from the Transformers the movie Studio Series. On the side right here, another image of him in his robot mode. In the back of here you can see again his robot mode, his jet mode, and you can see on this one he looks way more accurate when it comes to his jet mode. He even has a landing gear right there. He turns in 27 steps, and you can see him right here on the actual movie scene of the movie. And it says here, for a small bio, Thundercracker prepares for battle alongside Decepticon leader Megatron. So yeah, great looking packaging. Let's go ahead and open it and take a look at him. Okay guys, so here is Thundercracker on his robot mode. And when you first open him out of his packaging, some of these parts of him come in a little bag. So we're gonna go ahead and assemble him real quick. So for this first part right here, it's going to go right here on his wings. Other side as well. And then it's gonna give him the pointy wing detail. For these are the side fins on the back of the jet. You can either put these right here to make him look like all the other versions of him, but you can also grab them and throw them back here now, so they look, so they, you know, they clean up the actual leg itself. So we're gonna point them in right here for now. And then of course he comes with his arm missiles, and those just plug in right here and right there. And there it is, the full complete Thundercracker on his robot mode. And if you compare him to his G1 animation, he looks great. I love this new mold. Definitely looks way more accurate than the previous Seeker molds that they came out with. This guy is definitely more cleaner, more smoother. The color is more vibrant. His head way more accurate. This one, he seems to be either smiling or yelling from what I can tell right here. But you can see right here how much smooth he looks all over this area right here, on his chest, on his arms, on his legs, and the color is way more vibrant, more lighter. Right here, look at his feet are way more cleaner now. They don't have no you can, if you choose to put them right here, they don't have no type of side fins or anything like that, and they clean up way more nicer. They have the thrust heel right here, just like he did in the show. And his wings look so much nicer. This gray looks way more lighter and more vibrant than he did. And then the back right here, you can see how much of the engineering, it looks weird, very hollow, very like crazy looking back here, because of the engineering that they did to make this guy look more accurate. But yeah, a little description about Thundercracker before we get to everything else. It says that Thundercracker is very proud of himself. He is often paired with Starscream and Skywarp, and he is part of the 3 Seekers. He is mostly loyal to Megatron, but sometimes he pairs with Starscream and Skywarp to defeat the Decepticons, I'm sorry, the Autobots. And he fights alongside his other 2 buddies, but he's mostly loyal to Megatron when it comes to deciding either being with Starscream whenever he wants to betray Megatron, and side with actual Megatron itself. Now for comparison, here he is next to the Studio Series Starscream, and you can see how different this new mold looks compared to the old one. I don't actually own the actual mode for this one in the thundercracker colors. I just own the Starscream one, but like I said, it's the same mold, and you can see right here how this one is so much smoother, more accurate when it comes to the way he looks on the patterns and things like that. This Starscream right here, he has patterns all over the place, just like on his arms, legs, his thighs, his chest, and the head looks a little bit more different. This one looks a little bit more cartoon accurate. His proportions are more different. This one still has, you know, the side fins right here on his feet. You know, they were able to fix that on this mold, even though with this one, it was kind of like a parts forming kind of deal, but still nonetheless nice enough that they were able to remove the fins right here to make it more accurate. You can see the feet right here are more different. You know, when it comes to the heel and the toe, it's more accurate, more cartoon accurate. The arms are way less, they're skinnier, they're more accurate when it comes to the way they looks and the proportion and the texture on both sides right there. And just the way he looks overall, this guy has way better proportions than this guy does. In this one, they were actually able to fix some of the stuff right here when it comes to the cockpit back here. It stores a little bit better now when it comes here in the back. This guy in the back, you know, looks a little bit more cleaner, I guess you could say. This one, he's got a lot of stuff going on, but like I said, it comes because this one has a better engineering than this guy does. So yeah, I cannot wait until they come out with the other two Seekers so we can compare them side by side and see how much better these new mold for the Seekers are gonna look. Here he is next to his fearless leader, the Studio Series Megatron, the awesome Studio Series Soundwave, the Transformers Generations Thrust. I last reviewed the Transformers Age of the Primes Brawl, and the Transformers Studio Series Bumblebee. For articulation, his head is on a ball joint, so it can go all the way around. It can look up that far and down that far. He seems to have a hinge in there. His hands can go up, down, and then out. You can bend his elbow in. He has wrist rotation, which is awesome. It's kind of restricted right here with the back and forth because of his side wings right here. His legs can go up, and you can see right here how his front skirt can compensate for that. You can bend in the knee, and you can rotate his thigh. It will go back that far. No actual movement here on the toe, but it has a little pivot right here, as you can see. So yeah, pretty awesome when it comes to his articulation. Oh, one more thing I forgot. You can actually rotate his waist a little bit right here as well. For transformation, I'm going to go ahead and remove his accessories right here to make him a little bit more easier to transform. The ones back here as well. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and lift up his arms, and we're gonna open up his forearms and then fold in his wrists and close it back up. Same thing on the other side. You can go ahead and bring his arms back down. We're gonna go ahead and lift up his side pieces right here on both sides. We're gonna lift up all of this front section right here. Just like so. We're gonna bring out the nose cone, pull it out, and click it into place. You can go ahead and lift up his side skirts right here. Then you're gonna take the arm and bring it in on both sides. Now you're gonna have a little peg right here, and there's gonna be a hole right in there, if you can see it. And then that's gonna go ahead and plug in right there. Now, once that's done, you can go ahead and turn him around right here. You can open up this little panel right here and bring his head in, and then you can close it back up again, just like so. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and open up the back of his legs, and then we're gonna go ahead and shift down his knees, or his actual leg, if you can see it right here. But then go ahead and make sure that the this knee part right here goes in there when you're doing that, because if not, it's not gonna sit flush. And then you go ahead and click it into place so it's nice and flush like that. Same thing on the other side. Go ahead, bring it down, make sure it clicks in there, and then you can close it back up. Go ahead now and combine his legs, just like so. Then we're gonna turn him around and bring this piece out and make sure it lines up right there. Sure you give it a nice squeeze, just like that. You can go ahead and fold in his feet forward, like so. You can go ahead and unhook the wing from right here and shift it back as that. Make sure everything lines up. Same thing on the other side. Just like so. Make sure everything's flush. And then you can go ahead and bring his side fins, and then you can plug them in. Make sure they line up right here. Same thing on the other side. Unfold it and plug it in. Make sure it lines up. Now you can take his actual missiles and plug them in, just like so. Actually, they can go right here, because if you put them right there, they're gonna be too close to his body. So put them in the second on the outer port, and then you can bring down his landing gear, just like so. And there you have Thundercracker on his jet mode. Okay, everybody, so here we have Thundercracker on his jet mode. Comparing him how he looks to the actual animation model. He looks great. The colors are very vibrant. The jet is way more accurate. The proportions of the jet are way more accurate. If you bring him up here, he looks way more sleeker, way more flatter this time around. His this version now has an actual landing gear in the back here. I know the actual masterpiece versions of him had an actual landing gear here on the actual knee pads. This time around, they actually used the bottom, the actual toes to make the landing gear, to make it level with the front landing gear. So when you put him down, he is way more straight. Here on the patterns on the front, on the actual top, it's way more sleeker, not as much patterns going on as the previous model. He actually looks like an actual jet this time around. The engineering is way more better in this mold. When you turn him here in the bottom, he looks a little bit hollow in some places here and there, especially here on the chest. That's kind of like the only complaint I would say I would have about this mold. The actual previous model was able to hide this a little bit better. But when you look in here in the bottom, it looks pretty cartoon accurate. All the actual seekers were able to look like this when the arms right here, the chest right here, and the feet become the back of the jet, and then tuck away like this with the toes and the thrusters here in the back. I like the engineering that they did this time around with the robot mode of actually removing this whole part here of the back fin. And you're able to put it here in the back of the wings, in the robot mode, but when you turn him into the actual jet mode, he looks just like if nothing happened. So a pretty good engineering when it comes to that point. I'm not able to open the cockpit or anything like that. I'm not able to open the nose cone or anything like that, like the Masterpiece versions. But you're able to, you know, pull up the landing gear and pull it back down. And then, of course, you got the missiles, and you can remove them. Like I was saying earlier, best to put the missiles in here. This is where they belong. If you put them here, they're going to be too close to the body, and it's not going to look correct. But overall, an awesome looking jet mode and an awesome looking mold for the Seekers. I cannot wait to see how they're going to do Starscream with the better scheme color, and Skywarp as well with his purple colors and black and all that stuff. So pretty awesome looking jet mode. Now for comparison, here he is next to the previous Seeker mold, the Studio Series Starscream. And you can see here what I was talking about earlier. This Starscream mold has way more patterns going on here in the top of the jet compared to this one. This one's way more sleeker and less panel wise around this area. You can see right here, the previous mold was more square. It kind of cuts off right here, and then it kind of keeps going square off like that. And the arms are a little bit more different here. You know, it's not as sleek as this guy is, as you can see right here. This mold was able to, you know, do the whole feet thing to be able to accommodate when you set it down here, and it doesn't look like it's just flying or it just landed without no landing gear. They were able to fix that this time around. Like I said, I like better how they did the chest is still hollow, but they were able to fix it, you know, fill it up a little bit more when it comes to his arms and the actual hands right here. This one is just like a big hole right here, but like I said, this one is more accurate here. Still basically the same thing. But like I said, it's more flatter now this time around than compared to this one. So yeah, way more better mold than the previous one. They definitely knocked it out the park this time around. Next, here he is next to the Studio Series Megatron, the Studio Series Soundwave, the Transformers Generations Thrust, my last review, the Transformers Age of the Primes Brawl, and lastly, here he is next to the Studio Series Bumblebee. So finally, everybody, this was my review for the Studio Series Thundercracker. Overall, an awesome looking mold, a way better mold to the new Seeker line that they're coming out with for the Studio Series. I am glad that they actually went around and did it with Thundercracker this time. It gives it like a nice fresh feeling. I feel like always it's going to be, they always end up using Starscream to do the Seeker mold for the first time. I would say it's a nice fresh feeling that they actually went with Thundercracker this time. Overall, like I said, awesome looking figure. His proportions are way more accurate compared to the last mold. His color is very vibrant and very accurate to the actual G1 animation. He is more sleek, more flat. There's no weird patterns going on because this is actually based on the G1 cartoon in the movie, not on the actual Siege or the Earthrise, you know, show itself. I love how they did the, like I was saying, engineering with the legs here, how they don't have no more fins anymore, and the feet here with the toe and the actual heel to be more accurate to the animation model. His head, like I said, way more accurate and more vibrant on the colors, like I was saying. The engineering here in the back, it's more clean. You know, you can put the wings here in the back now to hide them away. And overall, you know, how they hid the cockpit is now more different now. It's hidden way better now. And overall, an awesome looking mold on his robot mode, on his jet mode, way more sleeker, more flat. Actually has a landing gear this time around, and overall a way better looking jet compared to the previous model. So yeah, everybody, thanks you guys for checking my video. If you please give it a like, subscribe, and check out my other YouTube reviews. I want to keep showing you all the videos, all the new Transformers that I'm getting in all my previous collections that I have for you guys to enjoy. So yeah, thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.